While it's said that money can buy happiness, it can't buy everything, not even if you offer $1 trillion for some certain items. I'm not talking about things like, happiness, health, good friends. I'm talking about an exciting item list which some people want to own but can't because the law does not permit it or the stuff is not up for sale by its owner. Stay tuned for the end as we save the most mind-blowing items for last. Number 15. The National Flag. Our first priceless item is a national flag, a flag that represents and symbolizes a given nation. A national flag is typically designed with specific meanings for its colors and symbols. The design of a national flag is sometimes altered after its occurrence of important historical events, and the burning or destruction of a national flag can also attract penalties. Now, you might be a little confused as to what I'm saying, cause anyone can buy their country flag. Well, yeah, sure, you can buy a country flag, but does that give you control of the country flag? Can you modify the design or size of the official flag? No. That's why the national flag of a country can never be considered to be sold to anyone. A flag itself might be made of very simple cloth, but it's a matter of pride for the whole country because that simple cloth is made up of so many sacrifices, pride, and confidence of the entire nation. How can that flag be even out for sale? Number 14. Colin Noor Diamond. Colin Noor, which means Mountain of Light, is known as the Prince of India. The priceless diamond attracts the attention of the world time and time again. This diamond was not looted nor stolen from the country. The Koh-i-Noor diamond was actually gifted by India and now is part of the Palace of Britain. It was Maharaja Ranjit Singh's son Dilip Singh who had gifted it to the then Queen Victoria of England. This is the reason why India now has no right on it. It is true that now this Koh-i-Noor diamond cannot be brought back to India, but Koh-i-Noor diamond is part of India's great history. By the way, in the period of Emperor Babur and Nadir Shah, its price was valued. This value is about 787 carat originally, however when Babur got it, it was only about 186. While explaining about its value, Babur said that with the cost of this diamond alone, the whole world could be fed for 2 entire days. Number 13. Pablo Picassos Le Pientre. While we're talking pretty things, let's talk about the sad fate that befell a Pablo Picasso painting dubbed Le Pientre. Incidentally, Picasso used that title, which translates to the painter for multiple pieces, so if you've seen a different Le Pientre hanging in a gallery, that's the reason. In 1998, the painting was being transported via the cargo hold of a Swiss Air jet. Tragically, the plane crashed off the coast of Nova Scotia. Though much of the cargo was eventually recovered, the only trace of the $1.5 million painting ever found was a 20-centimeter scrap of canvas. So really nobody can buy it, and nobody can even have it in the first place. Number 12. Nuclear weapons. A nuclear device no larger than a conventional bomb can destroy an entire city by blast, fire, and radiation. Since they are weapons of mass destruction, the proliferation of nuclear weapons is a focus of international relations policy. Nuclear weapons have been deployed twice in war, by the US against the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 during World War II. Nuclear weapons are intrinsically dangerous and pose an unparalleled threat to the very existence of humankind. They don't enhance a country's security, but rather imperil the survival of all nations, which should be the point of departure of nuclear disarmament efforts, and thus is not for sale according to any law of any country. You cannot buy it legally until and unless some papers are signed, and that too depends on the provisions of the country. Number 11. Human beings. Okay, yeah, I know this is a bit of a weird entry, but some people still think that they can own another person's freedom by paying some money to that person. Pretty weird, right? Well, long gone are the days when humans could be bought and sold freely in the open market. While it can be sketchy in certain areas of the world, for the most part, if anybody tries to sell another human being, they're going to jail. Number 10. Celestial bodies. Celestial bodies include stars, planets, satellites, comets, asteroids, meteors, meteorites, and galaxies. I mean, really, do you think these are for sale? Sure, you got those sites like buy a star and name it after you, but, it's a little bit sketchier than that. Let's imagine if they are on sale, then who would be the seller? Celestial bodies, according to me, can never be sold. And don't say that don't you know that Elon Musk, or don't you know about the people who are buying pieces of land on the moon? Yeah, I know, but buying a piece of land on moon is a lot different than buying the friggin' moon. Comment below how you feel about this. Maybe the future will prove me wrong. Probably will with my luck. Number 9. The Mona Lisa. You might not have heard of this one. Nah, just kidding, who doesn't know her? One of the greatest paintings by one of the greatest artists, but do you know that she can't actually be bought or sold? Truly priceless, the painting can't be bought or sold according to French heritage law. As part of the Louvre collection, Mona Lisa belongs to the public, and by popular agreement, their hearts belong to her. Although in the art world the painting had always been an acknowledged masterpiece, it wasn't until it was stolen in the summer of 1911 that it captured the attention of the general public. Newspapers spread the story of the crime worldwide, and when the painting finally returned to the Louvre 2 years later, practically the whole world was cheering. Since the painting first arrived at the Louvre in 1815, Mona Lisa has received plenty of love letters and flowers from admirers. She even has her own mailbox. Number 8. The Bengal Tiger. The Bengal Tiger, also known as the Royal Bengal Tiger, is a tiger from a specific population of the Panthera tigris subspecies that is native to the Indian subcontinent. It is threatened by poaching, loss, and fragmentation of habitat, and was estimated at comprising fewer than 2,500 wild individuals by 2011. The Bengal tiger ranks among the biggest wildcats alive today. It's considered to belong to the world's charismatic megafauna, and enjoying the position of being a pride of India, Bengal tigers can never be sold in India or anywhere else in the world because it's pretty illegal. Number 7. The White House. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is not only the seat of power for the free world, it's also a pretty nice place. Sitting on 18 acres of prime Washington, D.C. real estate, it features 132 rooms, 28 fireplaces, and more than 750 historic artifacts. How much it would cost to build the White House today, though? Well, the original construction in 1792 cost $232,000. Taking into account the rising cost of material and labor, Gray estimated that the cost to rebuild today would come in at around $100 million. And also it's the house of the President of America, the most powerful nation of the world. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's gonna go on sale at some point there. Number 6. The Sword of Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan, who ruled Mysore till 1799, fought 4 wars with the British using his legendary sword and at last died fighting with his famous sword. His swords are prize items and are now part of valuable collections in various museums in England. What was so special about them, though? Well, unlike swords made for fighting in wars, Tipu's unique sword had an incredibly hard and sharp edge that could easily rip through an opponent's armor. The quality of the sword came from a special type of high-carbon steel called woots, which was produced all over South India. Woot steel, when made into swords, produced a very sharp edge with a flowing water pattern. This pattern came from a very small carbon crystal embedded in the iron produced in many hundreds of smelting furnaces in Mysore. And this sword is, predictably, priceless. Number 5. The British Queen's Jewelry. British royal jewelry has captivated the world for thousands of years. We find marvel in everything from the treasures of ancient Egypt to contemporary pieces such as royal blue jewelry worn by Princess Diana and Kate. Many of these treasures can be viewed in museums and in online galleries and are still worn by today's royalty. And these are still priceless because for the royal family, these are a matter of uniqueness, and for the state, it's the matter of pride. And yes, these belong to some of the priceless items of the world that you can't really buy. But just you wait for the next one, with number 4. Human organs. According to the National Organ Transplant Act of 1984, the buying and selling or compensation for organs from any human for the purpose of transplantation is illegal. My own personal opinion here, the government should legalize the sale or compensation of human organs as long as it's your organ and you don't come in with a case full of kidneys. In doing so, the number of available organs would increase and make it easier for patients to find an organ match. This would also increase the number of live organ donors, allowing a longer lifespan for the organs donated as compared to cadaver organs. The compensations also give people in need another option to obtain money. However, the choice to give out the goodness of one's heart is still present. Although it may seem like buying organs might be feasible for anyone who's willing to spend the money, but it's still priceless for the life of your loved ones. As of today, Iran is the only country to legalize the sale and purchase of human organs. Again, I hope by yourself, though. Number 3. National Heritage. Coming to the next priceless item of the list is national heritage, which can be seen as items of especially historical or cultural significance handed down from generation to generation of a nation as a whole. Think of historical monuments, important pilgrimage sites, culture, etc., etc. For that matter, some people have said that people like Beyonce's national heritage. Now, whether or not Beyonce is a national heritage, it's an undeniable fact that heritages are the pride of any nation or organization or individual. Hence, a price tag can never be truly attached to them, let alone buying them. Number 2. Air Force One. Air Force One is the aircraft which serves as the air transport vehicle for the President of the United States. This is the best aircraft for the most powerful person on the planet to travel on. It has some truly astonishing features like long-distance travels, aerial refueling, self-sufficiency at airports, and an immensely high security system. This aircraft is very popular in the mainstream media as well, and has been featured in movies like Escape from New York, Air Force One, White House Down, Bermuda Tentacles, and Big Game. However, unlike as shown in the movies, the Air Force One doesn't have any escape pods or parachute from which the president can escape in cases of emergency. And I bet some of you didn't even know that. Number 1. The National Emblem. The very last entry on our list is the National Emblem. An emblem, by description, is a heraldic instrument or symbolic object as a unique insignia of a nation, organization, or a family. The national emblem of a nation is a seal that is earmarked for official purposes and orders the highest admiration and loyalty. For a nation, it's a symbol of power and signifies the foundation of its constitutional values. According to rules, the national emblem of any country can only be used as per provisions of the state emblem of the country, and any unauthorized use is punishable under law. Just like a national flag, a national emblem is also a matter of pride for any citizen of a country. What do you think about these items? Did you like the video? Let me know and I'll be waiting for you in the next one.